Hello everyone, and welcome back to another Sims 4 build video. So in this video I wanted to play around more with the Scandinavian exteriors to buildings, but I didn't really want to do a house because, you know, there's a lot of designs for houses, but I wanted to try my hand at designing some other buildings and kind of playing around with different options that we have there. So one of the things that I played around with was building a library. So this is the Carpe Librum Library. And I just destroyed the original library and then started building a new one where it was on top of it with that Scandinavian exterior. So here I am just kind of deciding how those need to be placed in order to be able to achieve the effects that I'm looking for in building this library, building this library. Here I am working on building the little platform steps that you walk up to go into the library, and then I am adding on a flower bed here. So I wanted to have this like off to the side little flower bed that was about the same height as the stairs attached to it, but kind of playing into those shapes that you don't normally see for that kind of thing as well. And so I actually really like it. I was having a lot of fun with it, getting the colors kind of matched up to where I wanted them to be and getting it all to look nice, and then filling it with gravel and then getting our plants in here. And I ended up changing those really big bushes out to succulents a little bit later because it is kind of more of like a succulent flower bed than it is a flower bed for actual flowers. So there's the new succulents. Gosh, I'm having a hard time saying that word today. I tried adding in a little bit more, but then I started feeling like it was getting quite cluttered. So here, on this side, I wanted to have like essentially like a open range fireplace that fire could just, come up from, but The Sims doesn't really have a functionality for that. So I took all of these campfires and kind of manually placed them to where I wanted them to be, and there's some glitching that's going on there from some awkward placement that's going on, but I will get that fixed a little bit later in the video. I just was kind of like, okay, I'm done playing with that. We've got it there. We'll deal from this point on. And so here I am finishing off the second floor, just trying to make that kind of match that desired look again for that Scandinavian exterior. Got the nice kind of like roof tiles, which I also do play around with the roof for quite a while later on as well, because I was struggling with it quite a bit. And so then here I am just trying to decide the outside exterior grass. What do I want? And here we go. We are fixing that fireplace. And it does work. I tested it out with my sim. You'll be able to see it in the images at the end as well. I had them go and light all of them on fire, and it looks really cool. At least I thought it looked really cool. I was really excited about it. So then here's where I kind of started playing around with the roof, and then things weren't lining up. And then with the Scandinavian exterior that I was going for, like the clipping of that roof through the other piece was driving me insane because it's not how it's supposed to look. But The Sims doesn't really have good functionalities for like most of this stuff. So then I do end up figuring it out. I had to add like another wall panel to be able to trigger the roof tile where I wanted it to be. And then I tried to use some clever like little roof pieces to try and hide where that was going on, but you can still see it in a couple of the areas, but it does end up actually looking really nice and I like it. So this is where you can see I just fixed that issue of now it's up on a completely different floor, and so then I'm making sure that that's enclosed, and it does look more like the roof stops at that half wall rather than continuing to clip through it. So then this is where I was trying to hide those little jutting out pieces. I was like, those are too huge, and then I thought these looked really cute, and I just had to size them down a little bit. But they ended up actually working out really well, except for the fact that the back wouldn't line up with the slope of the roof, which is why I kind of added in the little chimney pieces there. And I really wanted to finish the exterior of the library before I moved to the interior, just because I wanted to get that look and feel of the style that I was looking for before moving on, obviously. So then this is where I'm kind of adding like this wood paneling that's on the inside of the one side, but then it's rock on those two jutting out pieces versus like kind of like more of a stucco around, well, not even a stucco. I think I ended up going with a black kind of brick, or was it black I think it might have actually been the rusted metal from Eco Living that I went with for that exterior on the one side, and I really like it. Like, it looked really nice. And then I was having issues with the roof pieces, obviously, because you can't put one color on one side of the roof and the other, and that's something I often forget about and forget to fix, like, in post. And I did remember to fix it this time because I was paying such close attention to the exterior of the build that I made sure I was getting that. And then this is where I started playing around with windows, trying to get it to look somewhat how I wanted it to, but Sims really is lacking in a lot of window options. Especially to go with, like, angled roofs and stuff. Like, I feel like I wish that they could just, like, program like a wallpaper that was a window wallpaper, and then you could put it on the roof you could put it on the roof essentially, and then that would just turn that wall into a window. And you could use it on normal walls too, and it would, I feel like it would negate a lot of the issues that we have there. Like, I don't know the logistics of being able to build something like that, but that would definitely be something I recommend. So then this is where I'm building the interior of the library, and I'm trying to find just the right bookshelf for just the right look that I wanted. And I ended up going with one from the Realms of Magic, and I'm actually really happy with how it lines up and how it looks, and I think it was a really good choice for the library. I think I ended up deleting that post a little bit later on. They do end up changing. I do like those posts because it needed to just kind of have, like, this thick end cap. So then on the inside, I did include like a little room that is meant for employees only to, like, kind of like check out books. It's the front desk. And then there's also, like, a little eatery area, which I'm not sure actually operates correctly in a library space, but it exists, and it's just a cute little place where you can come, you could get a drink, you could get some food, you could sit down with a book, you could do some studying. Like, it is just meant to be kind of like a people's designed library in a sense. So there I am building that little office for the librarian to work and check out books and make sure that people have what they need. And then kind of adding shelving. So the idea is that people, like, put books on hold or they return them and they go onto the shelf and then they can be resorted. Not that it actually works that way in Sims, but that's the idea behind it. And so then once I was pretty well satisfied with the first floor after I added in kind of like this little study area that I wanted to have for Sims, I moved to the upstairs, which has video games, and I'm really excited to show you when we get to that corner. Just kind of adding some clutter around, and then making sure that there's, like, you know, the dining tables and all of that for our little dine-in area. But I was definitely trying to make this a more modern library in the sense that it has a lot more kind of like advantages to it, because modern libraries have video game sections, and they have little eatery sections, or at least quite a few of them do, especially like if you're looking at, like, university libraries and stuff like that. So I really wanted it to fit kind of more of this modern kind of world. And then this is where I was having fun finishing some of the outside lawn decorations, which is something I definitely need to work on remembering to do more in my build. So it's actually really good that I got this one. So then this is going to be the bathroom, and so I built these little tiny stalls so that way Sims could go use the bathroom. And then I do add some more bookshelves up here as well, because I was trying to figure out what to do with the space, and it was really big. And so I do add like another little extra section of books. Here's our little video game corner, so Sims can come in and play video games and just enjoy like a really nice day off kind of thing. or even just studying for university and you get tired of studying and you just go, I need a break, and you can just hop on over to Blick Block and have a little bit of fun in the little VR section. You can play a little bit of chess. That's where we have like chess tournaments for the library, or just people playing chess. It's just up on the second floor. Like, the second floor is meant to be more of a kind of interactive area. Like, yeah, it has books for studying and whatnot, but it is a lot more interactive for Sims to be able to talk to each other. And then, of course, need to add some art to the walls. Got to make the library look nice. And then, of course, adding in colors. And in one of my previous videos, I mentioned how people are really just like not using the color green very often. And it just ended up being the perfect color for the library. And then you get these cute little blue lights in there from the designer pack. And it just, the whole library just like went to another level. And I really, really love it. Like, it is stunning, the way that it just looks inside, and it feels like a very good space to sit down and study, which is what you can see in all of these people rushing into the library. Like, this is a very crowded library. Usually when I go to the library, there's not very many people. So it is nice. There's the little firebox. One of them, my sim caught on fire when they were trying to light it, and I just didn't have them go back and do it. And so, of course, you got the cute little front desk there. I do really love those lights. Like, those lights from the gym expansion and then the lights from the designer expansion. Like, oh my gosh. So there's so many good items that are just in these random packs. That's the fun part about build mode, I think, is just being able to explore all those fun little items. I really just do like the way this looks with all the windows and everything, and it just feels very nice. Plus, of course, you've got the celebrities and the paparazzi bothering people even in the library, playing chess. Judith Ward playing Blick Block. Always a good time. And that's pretty much it. Thank you guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.